Okay, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. We got a few days, about 5 days, before we can launch to Duna. So what I was thinking I would do is I'm going to use one of the mods that I have developed. Turn the sound down here a bit. One of the mods I have downloaded to come up with a mission. Essentially, we're going to use XScience here. Now, XScience, it'll tell you, what you have done, what you still need to do. That's why I like it, because if you're in an area, you can essentially say, hey, I've never did a crew report while landed at Kerbin's Water. Landed at Kerbin's Water versus splashed down at Kerbin's Water. So there's one little point in there where you can land. I think you have to be like in the shores or something. It says landed at Kerbin's Water. I don't know. I really don't. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to look toward the mud and find some things that we need to do. And here's one. The first one that pops up is the Northern Basin. So, oops, Northern. I should put North Basin. Here's a bunch right here that deal with the Northern Basin. Now there's another basin. Is it the West Basin? I'm not sure. It's Farside Basin. Okay. Farside Basin and Northern Basin. But right now we're going to work with North. And out of all of these, one that I could probably do maybe is with high science. Gravity scan while in space high over the moon's northern basin. So this is going to be my mission right now. A gravity scan while in space high over moon's northern basin. So let's get to the moon, see what we got out there. I'm sure we have one of our satellites going across the top here. It should be able to and what did it say? What was my mission? We need a gravity scan. Oh yeah, gravity scan. So let's go there. That's one of them, graviometer. So let's fly that one. Hopefully it'll be over the moon's northern basin. It's over the poles right now, and I do have a gravity scan on it. We're going over the poles. Not sure what direction we're going, but all we need is a gravity scan of the. There's the polar lowlands. I wonder if I have that one. No, I don't. I'm going to go ahead and send that. Polar lowlands. That was interesting. Get my timer set up here. So we got that one. Now we're over the poles. I'm confident I got the data from that one, yeah. So we're over the poles. Now we just have to kind of wait until we get over the northern basin. Now if I'm not mistaken, take a look at map view. Yeah, it's right here. If I'm not mistaken, it's right here. So if we can get around and come back before this moves out, I hope this is the northern basin. I don't know if we will. It's in the northern hemisphere, and I'm pretty certain from other playthroughs that this is the northern basin. Technically, I haven't been to it, this playthrough, but go speed up time here a little bit. We certainly do. I got a clock set for what do we got coming up? We got Kerbin to Duna transfer window. Probably send some crew out that way, maybe some supplies, but not a very big important mission to. We'll speed time up here and see if we can just get over this northern basin before. And I'm assuming this is the northern basin. There's Midlands, Highlands, the East Crater. Do I have the scan from that one? Yeah, already got it. Okay. Now, essentially, too, we could use KerbNet to see what's coming up. I'm sorry. Yeah, KerbNet access. Let's go ahead and Speed up time. Yeah, it's not far out, so I am coming around. Coming up underneath the pole. Okay, just coming over the equatorial, the equator here of the moon. And let's see if we can get into CurbNet, see what we can find. CurbNet. Yeah, here's a... Oh, no way. This CurbNet's not very good. It doesn't have all the things I would like to see. Let's see. We're getting toward a basin up here. Let's give it altitude 3. So this is lower. This is telling altitude right here is what I'm looking at. Still, we'll be able to see right here whether or not we are over. I just don't have the... yeah, there's only one display mode as well, so... But we're coming across the equator. I think this is what's called the northern basin. Not 100% sure, but we'll find out. Just a little satellite I put up a long time ago. Used a nose cone. Well, it's not really a nose cone, it's an adapter. Just as a kind of like a medium to put this here. It makes it look better. It's just not engine, and then did put a light on it. Little relay satellite. What do I have? Oh, I got the cube on here. Yeah. Up top. And that. Well, let's kind of fast forward time here a little bit and see if our orbit will bring us across the northern basin. Get closer. I'm watching up here. Okay, we're in Farside Basin. This is the Farside Basin. So we didn't have it, so I am going to grab it while I am here. Oh, I guess we did have it. High over the moon's Farside Basin. We did have that. So if this is the Farside Basin, then over here I'm going to assume, somewhere I know it's up here, is the northern basin. And it is going to take us, what, how long will it take? Where's the sun? Oh my gosh, yeah, we've got, what, 2.5 days I think it takes to get here, 1.75, something like that, and then another 1.75, another 1.75, another 1.7. So by the time we swing around to here, we should be over top of that basin. Watch and look. I can't remember how long it does take us. The dark side of... Yeah, 1.75 days. So we are on the way I use, days and months or what have you. If you place Kerbin at the bottom of your screen and you have the sun up here, the moon is just starting into a quarter of, let's say, a month. If it takes a month to go around, a quarter. So it takes 1.75 days to end up over here, another 1.75 days to end up here, another 1.75 days to end up here, and then back to the beginning here. So it just crossed over. You can see it just kind of crossed over. It's almost giving us a an eclipse of the, we're just past the eclipse really. And there was an eclipse on Kerbin. So in 1.75 days, the moon will be over here. And we'll be able to see the other quarter of the moon with the sunshine on it. So we are on day 172. What's that mission? We're on day 264. Let's go to day 265 at least. I remember a day on Kerbin is 6 hours, so it's getting ready to change over. Okay, 265, and we want to stop on about 2 o'clock, I believe it was. Somewhere around there. Let's check our orbit now. See what we've come up with. We're on the dark side. So a little bit more of this has been. Let me turn some of these things on. Space planes, don't need that, don't need that. So a little bit more has kind of around. We still need 1.75 days to see the actual opposite side. I could have sped up time to see if we were hitting it. It would have said the basin, but that's all right. Let's go ahead and speed up time a little bit because it's on the northern hemisphere. I mean, I know it's on the northern hemisphere. Oh, we're coming around. Okay. Or this is still going to be the far side basin, I wonder. East far side crater. I'm sure I have everything on that. That's kind of like equatorial. Highlands, Midlands. Lowlands. Probably going over the poles. But now is a good time to maybe start looking on the dark side. Going over the poles, polar lowlands. As soon as we get over the poles here, I know it's kind of close. You come right out of the poles into the highlands and then into the northern basin. Speed up time. I'm watching this mod up here. Tells you what you're over. If I didn't have this, I would just kind of go in every 2 or 3 minutes and just check and see, because it'll tell you what you're over when you run the test. Northern basin. There we go. Northern basin. So we're going to do a gravity scan high over the northern basin. If I can get in here and do it. There we go. Northern basin. The estimate survey changes in the gravity field of the moon. This data will help to accurately calculate the mass of the body. So the moon's northern basin will send back that report. Okay, very good. 60 data received. Let's see where we stand on. Yeah, we tipped over into the millions, so. And we got 4. I usually sell my science when I do science and get science. I usually just sell it to make more money. So we've got that one taken care of. Let's see what we've got next for. Let's address. Let's do moon, gravity high, high over the northern basin. So we've got a little bit of that data. We'll have to land on it to get the rest of it. So let's see if there's any low data to be flying low over the North Basin. Up here, near, not low, near. Okay, we need an EVA report while in space near the Moon's northern basin, and a gravity scan while in space near the Moon's northern basin. So we got a couple of missions there. We need an EVA report, and usually you can get that just as you're coming down. Or if you, I think if you jump up in the air and or just boost up with your rocket, you're considered in space near, because there's no atmosphere. So the gravity scan while in space near. We might be able to do that one. Gravity scan while in space near. No, I don't have anything that goes over the surface of the planet in near space. And what I could do, what are we at here altitude-wise? We're at 103. Not sure what the altitude of near and far on the Moon is. I have it written down somewhere, but I'm not going to look for it while I'm making the video, I don't think. Like there's a like on Kerbin, it's like 150 kilometers or whatever. So let's see, I may have to, we do have, I think I landed him back on the surface. Now it's Moon Science. I did a rendezvous recently with Moon Station Adara. Let's switch to that. Well, what, we've been about 1.5 days. It's probably just a couple of more days until, 4 days, 3 hours until we go to, I just recently brought him back. So what I could do is use him to get this next mission taken care of, flying over the northern basin. You know what I ought to do is I ought to mark that. It was like right over here, wasn't it? Switch back to that. Go into CurbNet Access here. And although I don't know, I'm coming down, I'm facing forward, so behind me would be over the lowlands now. See which way we're moving across planet. Basin should be up this way. Should be back here. I'm going to put a northern basin. Just mark that waypoint there. That gives me something to kind of shoot for right in that area. So if if we do this mission, we should have enough to, that's a big alter, change the inclination of my spacecraft here. That's possible, but will I have enough? Well, I don't have to. Yeah, I don't have to. Or should I just send a probe out to do this? Switch back to that. Get a gravity scan, and what was the other thing we needed? While in space near. It was a crew report or something, wasn't it? Oh, EVA report. Yeah, so we will need a live Kerbal to do this. EVA report while in space near the Moon's northern basin. And gravity scan while in space near. If I just had a, I could come down with that. Like I said, I don't know what the the limit is. I'm at 100,000. Is 20,000 the limit? I'd like to stay in a polar orbit with this. Switch to it. Apparently, I don't have any other thing out here to go low. Well, we could redirect this. I mean, he has not a whole lot of fuel, but it doesn't take much. He's not that heavy. I don't know if I want to risk taking away the high altitude in case there's other things that I could do in high altitude. So I'm not going to change the orbit on this Gravioli scanner here. Not going to change orbit. We may go back to Kerbin and launch a mission out here to do it. Might even be able to refuel. Switch to this. I know recently I opened these up. I had them locked down so it wouldn't use any fuel because this was getting lower and lower where we use the fuel cells. They are turned on the dark side of the planet. I don't have enough battery to keep science running, so I use fuel cells, and of course they don't use oxidizer. They just use fuel. So that's why my fuel is dwindling on this. Now I went ahead and refilled him, so he's ready to go in a split second. He can undock and deorbit down to the surface if need be, and he can get back up, of course. But it may be time for a resupply. This tank still full, and this tank almost empty of oxidizer, so I can bring out some. So essentially, you're bringing out this fuel. This was able to get out here, undock from its craft. Its craft transfer stage went to the moon, crashed into the moon, and this was able to dock. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll just set up a mission to come out, refuel. At the same time, we will have a scientist on board. We'll use that ship to change our inclination. We'll get down over top of the moon, do some near moon surface experiments here, and do an EVA report. Gravity scan while in space near. Essentially, we could do it while we're landing. I mean, we could bring everything out here for a landing and get everything. Oops. We can get everything. What do we need? We need a temperature scan. We need an EVA report while landed. We need a crew report while landed. Pressure scan. Mystery goo, of course. There's a gravity scan that we get while we're in near. Seismic scan while landed. Gravity scan while landed. Material study while landed. Surface sample. So, you know, this is things that we haven't got yet. We can take a ship that has two of these. What we'll do is we'll take a scientist. I don't know if we can do that. Oh, we will run the exam, run the tests. Yeah, we'll run the test. That's why there's two on here. He'll run a test. The pilot will go out because the pilot has to pilot this. I don't have a probe on it to control it. So a pilot will run all the tests and then get out and collect the data from each of the instruments. Now the four main instruments here he can reuse anytime. You just take the data out, put it in the capsule here. But this one, once he takes the data out, you can't reuse it unless a scientist, you know, resets it. So that's why I put two on here. Then once we come up, we'll unload everything that's in here into the lab. And that will be our science to study day after day after day after day. We still have a lot here. And the ones that are still inside the instruments, we will send back to Kerbin on a antenna. We'll radio the information back. So we'll essentially have it to send back to Kerbin, get the points for it, get the data science, and then bring it back up here, load it into here, and get more science from it. We'll get this science from it. So we got about 10 science there I could send home right now. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to kind of dream up a refuel mission, and we'll dock with this. We should probably dock with it after. So we bring a spacecraft out, we get it in the correct orbit, we shoot for this, we land, we come back up, we dock with our, that'll be interesting. We'll have to be quick, because on this next orbit it'll be a little further away from us. As we rotate around, it'll still be doing this and we'll be over here. So we'll do it real quick. We'll get back up in the ship, dock with it, and then change our inclination to match this here. I think that'll work. And then we'll dock with it and use the fuel, just offload any fuel that we have left over from doing this mission. So that sounds like a plan we'll get together. I don't know if we can do it. It takes, what's it take? 6 hours? It takes a day to get out to the moon from Kerbin. We may have time to do it. I might rig up a mission here. And really all we need is a landing vehicle, which I know how we have. We are going to have crew on board, so we do have to go back to Kerbin and land. So this will definitely have to have parachutes on it. Most of my ships out here, they don't have parachutes on because they don't plan on landing on Kerbin. So we have to come up and get the crew or change them out. I mean, he can get back to the main space station at Kerbin, the Venture. He can get back to here, of course, but only one of them can. So that's true. We don't have a way. If they're gone and something happens on board, they need a way to get down to the surface, because we can always send a rescue mission. They have enough snacks. They can hold out, but if something happens on board, they need an escape plan. All good things to think about. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. Thanks for watching.